Some puppies will freeze up on you, sometimes they'll pull. Some dogs will do both, like shade. We're gonna address all of that today. Do you wanna know dog trainers' biggest secret? If you are struggling with getting your dog to be good on leash, the very first thing you need to do is let them adjust. This can make a way bigger difference than you think. A well-exercised dog with new and fun toys primes them perfectly to learn. Bark's toys are durable, engineered specifically to be fun to dogs, and they're hilarious at the same time. That's the unbeatable triad of a good dog toy. BarkBox is for dogs who love all kinds of awesome toys. But if your dog needs tougher, extra durable toys, Super Chewer is the box you need to get. With either box, you get new, innovative toys plus awesome treats every single month. Our dogs always love these treats. All of you can get a free extra month when you sign up using my special links, barkbox.com/dogtraining and superchewer.com/dogtraining. Links below. During these adjustment periods with your dog, pay attention to things like their tail and their eyes and where they're looking and what they're staring at, and especially that nose, because they're getting all kinds of information with that nose. Now you remember in our last lesson, we were focused on come when called, but we kind of planted the seed for some of this leash training. We had a 30-foot lead, remember that? Today I've got a 10-foot lead, so it's a little bit shorter. There are some prerequisites if you're trying to get the most out of your leash training. I'm gonna ask for his attention now. He's lied down, so that's good. Here, yes, okay. We got come, sit, stay, look at me. Okay, good man. Those are the kind of skills that I like to see. I like to see that they can generally look at you when you ask, even if it's in exchange for a treat. Remember, he's still quite young, so he's still learning. So you can see how we're starting to put the pieces together here. Isn't that cool? These are the building blocks in many respects of successful leash training. We're likely to encounter things on the ground. Let's make sure his leave it is looking good as well. Yes, leave it, look at me combo. We're in good shape, buddy. He's not always interested in the treat right now because this is a new place, and that's okay. But I really want to take cues from him as to what he's feeling like and work within his current mindset to the best of my ability. When I stop, yes, he's got a really good stop automatically. I don't want to lose that. And he's taking treats again. Oh, yes. Good man. All right, now that was significant. One thing I'm doing with him is I'm trying to condition him that when he gets tension on the leash, when he pulls ahead, I'm actually gonna say yes. Yes. To pair that with a treat so he comes back to the treat. In other words, we're conditioning him that, whoa, tension means, oh, I better get back there and get that amazing treat. You're transforming something that's traditionally negative, tension on the leash, something that is not fun for the dog, into something that is fun, returning to you, getting a treat, and continuing on with the walk. So we're trying to condition that emotional response to be more optimistic as we continue to walk and do leash training. Okay. And so just going back and forth, getting him in the habit of paying attention to me. Woo! All right, good man, let's go. This way, good. Here. I'm trying to avoid minimal tension. What do we do when there's tension? We're gonna say, yes. He's a little distracted right now, and I don't want him going in people's yard. Let me see if I can call him. Hey, yes. That's great. And again, yes, fine. We'll just keep moving. The environment can serve as a reward too to your dog. Continued exploration of the environment can really serve as his reinforcement instead of a treat in this instance, since this seems to be of higher value to him in this particular moment. When he does turn out to be 100+ pounds, if we do need to physically guide him, we want him to be okay with that and enjoy that process. In other words, we don't want to use it as an aversive. We don't want it to feel unpleasant, but normal, much like you would with a child if you were guiding them. Throughout lessons like this, I'm always looking for those micro behaviors, just little indications that he's advancing to the correct goal. So even just looking up at me or moving along with me, I want to really acknowledge those things, give him some encouragement. He doesn't have to be perfect to get acknowledgement. So by giving your dog those clues, saying, hey, I like that, they start to piece them together. Combining a lot of these basic behaviors into a more impressive skill, like taking a nice walk with you, is so helpful because it really simulates the actual multitasking that will be required of your dog as they take walks throughout their life. Yes, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. That is a magic moment right there. So we had sit, stay, release, look at me, okay, follow me. He's staying right now. Yes, sir. That is what I'm talking about. That was a pretty snappy response. Sometimes his response isn't that snappy. Watch this right here. Shade, so you want to be prepared for some latency. Yes. I gave him a yes as the head turned. Now, over time, we can work on making that response time faster. All these little things that we take for granted, the wind blowing, the smells in the air, the little critters walking around, the dogs barking behind fences, these are all things that are going to likely catch many dogs' attention. A big pink garbage can, for example. So it's important to let them experience these, because the more that they do experience and become non-impactful in their life, the more those things kind of fade into the background, just like they do with us. And we're like, okay, cool, there's a tree. Not gonna obsess over that thing. The thing that throws off most new people to training are what we call thresholds, where they're just too distracted to pay attention. They're not interested in the treats you have. The only thing they're interested in is probably something in their environment, or it could be because they're super scared, so they're over their threshold. There's a lot of emotional states that dogs can be in where it makes training very difficult. That's why it is so important to be cognizant of their underlying emotional state so that we can create behavior from the inside outward. You can see he's kind of on the edge of his threshold a little bit right here, to where it's hard to communicate with him in the ways that we've been doing. Yes. There was just that twitch in my direction, at which time I was like, oh, I got him. Let's keep the walk moving. Pain, discomfort, and fear are common training tools by problematic dog trainers, and that is something we want to avoid. That's why we're using a harness. We really just have that as a safety net. It's not a communication tool. That throws a lot of people off who are more familiar with traditional dog training, where you communicate with them through a collar. Yes. So watch, look at this. Look at that turn. Yeah, man. The environment is still new, but we're familiarizing it. We're going in slow motion rather than, say, covering just a 3-mile stretch. For introductory lessons, I like to keep it on a relatively short track. We have pedestrians approaching us. This is bound to get his attention. Just trying to gather information about these pedestrians. Remember, fine line here between training and being fair to Shade by encouraging him to observe his surroundings. Good man, there you go. Well done. See, you gotta walk that. Like, I could have been like, no, keep coming, keep coming. I gave him a little bit of a moment. Check them out. Good man. No treat necessary there. He's very, very into his surroundings right now as being the thing that's reinforcing or interesting to him. Right now, I think all of this is perfectly acceptable. First neighborhood walk leash training acceptable. In fact, I think he's getting an A+. What do you think? Train 2 minutes at a time here in your living room, because you can do this very leash training in your living room if you wanted to as well at first. You've seen me work with a lot of different dogs on leash lessons over the years, from puppies who are just like, pulling really fast, or larger, stronger dogs, or German Shepherd dogs. And they're all a little different. We have one dog there, one over here. He's a little thrown, but we've got him under threshold still. In real time, we've been doing this about a half hour. He's starting to become more relaxed. The street is becoming more familiar. The scents are becoming more familiar as well. Yeah, I mean, he's just doing great. I would be yesing him more right now, but I can tell he's more interested in his surroundings. I don't want to distract him from that by trying to force him to take a treat or anything. He's stopping and resuming, very natural behavior. This is what we mean when we're talking about teaching our dog how to make decisions on their own without being told every move to make or being corrected for every time they pull on the leash. Oh, we got some wind. Now look at this. Look at all these leaves. Whoa, oh boy. So right there, he's pulling towards the leaves. I'm gonna wait for him to check in with me. Okay, good man. I got a little low just to be a little bit more inviting to him. If you're able to do that, that can be helpful. You can see here, he really likes this stick. That's something we need to work on. You can't be eating sticks, guy. Leave it. Yes. Good man. Look at this, going into the heel here, stopping. Oh, he's a prodigy. Probably gonna give him some playtime right now, just to give him some opportunity to get those brain chemicals flowing after a training session, get him nice and tired for his afternoon nap. Just gonna do some short fetch here, make sure we got the fundamentals in this new place. Practice in places that you want your dog to listen to you in, like public parks, for example, which is where we are. Good man. Love him, love him. Yes, that's let go. His let go has been great. Good man. See, it's not just enough to get your dog to perform a physical behavior. It's really important that you're maintaining their inner spirit and their emotions and their zest for life. Does he promptly let go? Yes. Eagerly awaits the next throw? I'd say so. I couldn't be happier with today's training session. I hope this gave you a realistic idea of what leash training with a puppy using modern methods should look like.
Get a free box when you sign up. Follow us on Instagram, where the dog training revolution is starting to heat up. See you in the next video.